Freddie, first off, where do you feel your game is right now as this sort of, after the end of all these scrimmages, do you think you got the reps you kind of needed?
Yeah, we're still working, ramping everything up. I think you could tell more and more the intensity was rising throughout I think we played 4 or 5 games, and yeah, it's definitely been something we're building on and getting that the game-like intensity in the game.
We all named Ilya Mikheyev as the MVP of this little tournament. What was it like to face him?
It's been great to see him back. I think everyone was around when he got injured was obviously very worried for him, and I think it's awesome to see that he's been back and looking as good as he has. His work ethic during his rehab has been very good. I can't speak for when we were away since the break, but when he was still rehabbing, when we were still playing back early in the year, was he was working hard, and obviously it shows.
Thanks.
We'll go to Mark Masters with TSN next.
Freddie, one of the things Sheldon said he noticed about Ilya is his shot seems to be better than it was before. What have you noticed about the way he's shooting the puck these days?
Yeah, I mean, he's been definitely working on strength. I think I don't know what part of the rehab was, if anything, around his wrists, but it seemed like it's helped, and definitely he shoots it well.
Kyle, I wanted to get your perspective on Nick Robertson in today's scrimmage, and just overall, what are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, he's he's a focused individual, and you can tell he wants to be here and he wants to be a part of what we're building. And I really like his game. He's got a really good shot, and he's just tenacious on the forecheck. There's no give up in his game, and it was fun to play out there with him today. Yesterday,
Kasperi was telling us how much he really enjoys playing with you or watching you, and you inspire him a little bit to bring out the feistier side of him. Calls you guys the Smash Brothers. What have been your what have you seen from him, and what have you enjoyed about being on the same team as him?
Yeah, I really enjoyed my time with Cappy. I think he knows when he's at his best is when he's playing with that fiery spirit, and he's a guy that probably doesn't get all the credit that he deserves just because the amount of stars we have here. But I think he's a tremendous player, and when we have team success, when Cappy's at his best, and it's a great guy to have around in the locker room. It's always a good laugh that he provides, and the way he plays on the ice and the way he approaches the game, you can tell he wants to win, and he wants to be a part of what we're building here as well.
Thanks, Kyle.
Speaking of flashy, what did you think of Ilya Mikheyev through the 5 scrimmages?
He looks good. He looks really, really good. I think he's taken a lot of steps. Obviously, with that pretty gruesome injury he had, he was really worked hard to get back in the game shape and skating all this time since the season went on pause. So he looks really good, and I think he's going to be a great asset for our team come playoff time.
Thanks very much.
Question will come from Terry Cochet with the Toronto Sun. Terry, go ahead.
Auston, just want to get your thoughts on the week as a whole. It looked like it's a pretty useful week from our vantage point. What did you think of it overall from the team view?
I thought it was good. I think the way we just kind of, structured things and kind of, getting us kind of used to what's up next year when we're in the hub. So obviously we're going to be playing at different times that we're not really used to. So I think it was a good opportunity, especially this week, to kind of get out of our comfort zone, especially with, kind of what's to come and the unexpected. So, I think it was a really positive week for our group as a whole. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Go to Josh Cliffordson with Canadian Press next.
Hey, Auston. I'm just wondering, looking at the upcoming series with Columbus, it seems like a contrast in styles, your speed and skill against, their tenacity. What's the biggest challenge you think for your group as you guys kind of, shift focus and really focus on them?
I think it's a variety of things, but I think just taking care of the puck. They're a really good defensive team, and they're well coached. They play with a lot of structure, so they don't give up much. So I think for us, making sure we're taking care of the puck, Also playing with structure, not getting frustrated with with what they're doing. Just try to focus on our game plan and execute it at a high level.
William, what have been your impressions of Ilya Mikheyev so far at this camp?
Yeah, he's been flying. I mean, you just saw today the speed that he brought out there on the ice. So it's been very impressive.
How are you feeling about your camp so far?
I felt pretty good. I thought we had a little tough start to the game today, but we got going as the game went on.
What's it like going up against, the teams getting shifted around today and having a chance to battle against John's line?
No, it's great. I think that's what we needed a little bit to get a head-to-head action, because I guess we're going to be playing against the top guys in Columbus, so it's good to have a battle like that today.
Thanks, William.
We'll go to Kevin Mcgran with the Toronto Star. Kevin, go ahead.
Willie, just wondering if you took in the Seattle Kraken and their name debut and their jersey debut and what you think of them.
I didn't see their jersey yet, but I heard about their name. I think the name's pretty cool, so it's fun to have 32 teams in the league, that's for sure.
And what do you think overall of the 2014 tournament? Do you think it's a good idea for the league to go to bigger, more playoffs, more teams in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think that's it's fun. I mean, we'll see how it works out now. If it works out pretty well, I think that might be something that they might think about. I mean, I haven't really thought too much about that.
Sheldon, we here in the media all voted Ilya Mikheyev as the MVP of your 5-game tournament. Tell us what you saw in him, even I guess before we got to see him through Phase 3, and how important he is to your team's hopes.
Well, I thought he was excellent. I think as we've talked about throughout this, I think he probably more so than anybody is really excited and happy to be back here playing in the team environment. It's been a long road for him to get back to playing in game action. So he had a little extra jump all throughout this, and that was really, really great to see. I thought today was his best day as well. He and his line, I thought, were really good. They were playing with lots of pace and making lots of plays, and seemed to have great chemistry all throughout. So that was a really good piece, and it's obviously means a lot to our team. It was a big hole in our lineup when he left, and he and Andreas Johnson both at the same time to leave the lineup were big holes, and to have one of them back here is a great boost for us.
And can you talk about why you sort of balanced, you put the Tavares line against the Matthews line, what you wanted to see today with rechanged teams?
Yeah, well, we hadn't seen that here yet, other than in practice. They've been going head-to-head since we've gone to one group, but we haven't had that. And today being our last kind of formal scrimmage like this, we wanted to mix it up. Obviously, the series we had put together ended yesterday, and today we had an opportunity to reshuffle things and put it together that way. And I thought it worked out well, not just for those guys in their matchup, but the way the matchups underneath that unfolded as well.
Thanks.
Just a note before we take the next question, there's a lot of hands up, so we'll go a maximum of 2 questions per person here. Next question will go to Luke Fox with Sportsnet. Luke, go ahead.
Hi, Sheldon. Just wondering how close you feel to finalizing your Game 1 lineup.
Well, I feel pretty close in the sense that we've narrowed it down pretty good. I think just looking at our practice group, we've got our 13 and 8 guys that we've been kind of working with. That said, a lot of things can change here, some that are in our control and some that aren't. So we're not being committal. We're not committing to anything at this stage. We don't have to. We're going to take a day off tomorrow, and then we'll have another good practice on Saturday. And, then we'll get ourselves ready to transition into Phase 4. And then, of course, the exhibition game is right on the horizon. So, we've got a lot of things that will kind of work themselves out here in the next little bit.